Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is, let me get this camera and tripod set up straight. It is just a little bit after 6. I think it's like 5 after 6. Alex is upstairs in bed with Boo Radley, and he is watching TikToks, which is how he unwinds every single day. And I said, I'm gonna go outside and vlog for a little bit. He goes, okay. I'm just gonna lay here and watch TikToks and fall asleep. I said, okay. The exciting night in the Monn household. I said, are you hungry for dinner? He goes, no, I'm not hungry for dinner at all. I had some stuff for lunch. And I said, okay. I said, are you really tired? He goes, I'm super exhausted today. So I don't know if we're gonna watch TV shows. I don't know what we're gonna do. I was awake earlier. Last night, all day today, I meant to call and talk to my doctor, and by the time that I finally got around to picking up the phone, I looked at the clock, and their office closes at 4:30, and it was after 4:30. But I tossed and turned and tossed and turned and tossed and turned again last night, and did not get much sleep. Interestingly enough, though, I wake up and I feel rested. Even on literally got less than 5 hours of sleep, and woke up and felt rested. Didn't feel really that bad. But then it starts catching up with me, I think this is the 5th video that I made today. I did a drama video. I did a Peter Does Stuff video. I had a fun time doing my Peter Does Stuff video today. So if you like kind of my more, I use a lot of profanity in the video. I know. If you like a little bit more of my shady, kind of that kind of humor, go watch that video on my Peter Does Stuff channel. It was a water, flavored water video where I'm making flavored water, but I did that. And then I did a review, and then I did a Peterisms video, and now I'm vlogging. So hi, how are you? I don't know that I necessarily, I'm starting to get kind of tired, but I don't feel like I could fall asleep right now. I just feel very relaxed. Today has been a really relaxing and peaceful day. All day, it's been just beautiful outside. I think it's mid to upper 70s. It's been, but not hot at all. And it's been full sunshine. Here, let me show you what it looks like right now. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's I don't know if the sun is showing it in the camera, but it's so pretty right now. And it's been full sunshine all day today, and there's a light breeze. It's been blowing most of the day, and it's just been a beautiful day. I've been talking to all my neighbors. I went across the street, and she came over here earlier, my gardening neighbor. I'm trying to get this camera. I don't know why this is driving me nuts tonight. She came over here earlier and talked to me, and then I went over, and he was grilling out, and I sat on her bench, which she had just sprayed down, and I got my whole butt wet, but it didn't matter. It was kind of refreshing, honestly. And so I sat on their bench, and I talked to him while he was grilling out cheeseburgers, and then she came out because she had just jarred a bunch of marinara sauce that she made from her tomatoes, and so we were talking about that, and I was telling her about my new cozy mystery that I started last night, and all that kind of stuff. And I was telling her about the Noodle Shop Cozy Mystery Series. That was my book for August. So, yeah, let's talk about books real quick. Before I get into... Well, should I tell you guys what I did last night, first of all? So, my night was not real exciting. Again, tried to lay down a little bit with Alex when he was watching a show. I laid there for 15 or 20 minutes, and I was like, this is pointless. I'm not going to fall asleep. Because I was like, if I fall asleep, I'll just go to bed for the night. And it was early. It was 9:30 or 10. And I was like, if I fall asleep now, I'm just going to sleep through the night and get a good night's sleep. But I didn't sleep, or didn't fall asleep. So after 15 or 20 minutes, I was like, I can't do this. So I got up. And I had been listening to a little bit here and a little bit there all day of the Delphi murders, which the night before... I had finished Peter's book club book, which was the first book by Vivian Chen in the it's called the Noodle Shop Mystery Series. And there's 9 books. The 10th one is coming out next year. The 9th one just came out, I think, in July. And only 3 of them are on Audible, if you're looking for Audible books. But you can get them everywhere else. And I actually reached out and sent her a message. I hardly ever do that I was so nervous too, because I like loved that book. It's very, very rare that, very, very rarely that is it rarely or rare in that situation? I don't, English teachers out there, let me know. It's very very rare. I can smell those cheeseburgers from across here. They smell good. Very rarely. It's rare. I don't even know. Why is that driving me crazy? It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's not very often that I read a new cozy mystery series and I'm like, okay, I'm in this to win it. Like, I feel like I live in this town. Like, I'm like really into it, you know? I read cozy mysteries that I think are good and I enjoy, but not many that I am just like so into it, right? And so I read the first one, which is called Death by Dumpling, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love the characters in it. I love like Lana, who's like the main character, Lana Lee. Yes, Lana Lee. I was like, do they call her Lana or do they call her Lana? I think they call her Lana in the book. She's the main character. I love her. I love her family. I love her roommate. And there's just everything about it was really good. So I finished up the night before, and then I started the true crime book for August, which is the Delphi murder case, and it was called The Delphi Murders. And it was actually a really short book. And it was by this guy that had a podcast. So I started it the night before, like when I finished the noodle shop mystery book, The Death by Dumpling. I started it, and so then yesterday I like read a little bit of it or listened to a little bit of it all day long. By the time that so I got up from like trying to lay down. Like I said, it was still early. And my plan was to watch Big Brother, because Big Brother was on last night. But I only had like an hour and a half of this book left, and I was like, I just want to finish this book. And I'll be honest with you, I thought the book was horrible. I ended up giving it 2 stars, and Mel was like, that was generous. Down the Hill is the podcast about the Delphi murders, and the Delphi murders are about the 2 little girls, Abby Williams and Libby Germain, that were murdered in Delphi, Indiana, which is literally like an hour and a half from where I'm sitting right now. They have a suspect, it's going to trial, but they haven't really released a lot of information. It's still a closed case. The first couple of chapters were about this guy and him starting a podcast. And then much of the book was him relating the Delphi murders to other cases. And then much of the book was him coming up with 5 to 10 suspects of who it could be. And then ending the book with new information that came out with the arrest of, I think his name was Richard Allen, that was arrested for the murder of the 2 girls in April. But literally, like, I would say half the book could have been deleted and edited, because it's all about, well, it could be this person, it could be that person, but now they've charged somebody with a crime. And it wasn't like speculative, like he was saying, I don't believe it's this person that they arrested. It's all leading up to that. So it's like he wrote the book, and at the last minute, the arrest like ruined his book or something, but he didn't want to edit it out. He even said at the beginning of the book, he was like, you know, a lot of new information has come out. Yeah, they arrested the person that supposedly did it. Which was literally like, because Mel said, because I was texting her while I was listening to it, I was like, I'm so bored of this book. Like, this book is literally, obviously, just a marketing tactic for his podcast. He talks about his podcast through the whole book. He should have written a book called How to Start a True Crime Podcast, because he's that passionate and interested in it. And I actually think that would be really interesting to read, about like how it got started, how they picked their stories and things like that. There really wasn't that much about the case whatsoever. There was hardly anything about the 2 girls or their families, other than who dropped them off and who was supposed to pick them up and who was looking for them. It didn't go into their histories about them whatsoever. It didn't talk about their family dynamic. I mean, really, briefly, but nothing that you couldn't read on a Wikipedia page. It was so poorly done. So I was like, I'm finishing this book because I've got to get back to the cozy mystery. So I sat out here and finished that book, and then I watched Big Brother, and then Alex he came down and he said he was going to sleep, so he went to sleep. And then I was like, before I was going to start watching Fear the Walking Dead, I had 2.5 episodes left of season 5. I had half of episode 14, and then I had episode 15 and 16, and then I was done with season 5. And so, has anybody out there watched all Fear the Walking Dead? Well, anyway, let me just get to this first. So, I was like, I'm going to listen to a half an hour of my new book that I picked for September because I want to make sure that I start getting into it. And I don't want to be stuck on this book for like 3 weeks. The book is very, very short. Like at 2 times speed, I think it comes out to like 2.5 hours or something like that. It's called Follow the Crumbs. It's by Marcia DeFilippo, who is Stephen King's, or was Stephen King's administrative assistant for 33 years. So I thought, well, this will be interesting because this is somebody that worked closely with Stephen King for 33 years. She's got to be able to be a good storyteller, right? So I started listening to this book last night called Follow the Crumbs, and the book is about 4 women of varying ages. They're actually, I think, like closer to my age, and they're in this quilting club. They all meet each other at this quilting class, and so they decide to have this quilting club. It starts off with this 83-year-old woman being killed, but you don't know why or anything like that, and then it goes to this woman hosting this party and kind of describing the 4 people, and they're very eccentric. But they're sitting there and they're kind of like getting to know each other. She's like, I think we should all get to know each other a little bit better and share stuff about ourselves. But like literally she's like, so my name is Judy Smith, and you know, like I'm a Capricorn. And this woman, like, I mean, like right out of the gate, she's like, and you can talk to animals, and you have ESP, and it's all this paranormal stuff. And I'm like, oh God. Like, it really, to be honest with you, a cozy mystery, when they have paranormal aspects to it, it has to either be done really, like, cutesy, like they're witches, and it's really, like, funny, ha-ha, cute, or it has to be done, like, the K.L. Bean books, like, I love those, when they're, like, they become, like, gargoyles and witches and things. It's done really cute. It either has to be done like that, or like it has to be done from a very serious point of view, which I don't know that there's many cozy, like the Dorinda what's her name? Dorinda Jones, the Charlie Davidson series. I read the first one of the first 2, and she's kind of like, well, anyway, it's paranormal to some degree. I like, that one was not bad. But and I also don't think like Low Country Boil, the way that it was done, where she could like speak to her like dead friend and things like that, I don't think that one was done poorly either. There's a couple out there that I like, but by and large, like, a lot of people really love cozy mysteries that have paranormal aspects to it. It's not my favorite thing. I will read them, but it's not my favorite thing. And to come like right out of the gate with it, I knew that was part of it because when I read the synopsis for it, it talked about how they have like these, they each of them have, but I mean, okay, so 4 people meet in a quilting club, and you happen to just start a quilting class. You start this quilting club together, and all 4 of you have these extraordinary paranormal abilities where one of you can talk to an animal, and one of you can read minds, and one of you can hold objects and know the I mean, you just happen, the 4 of you, to come to, okay, now you're going to solve these cases. It's so absurd, the idea of this book. Not only that, the Audible version, and y'all know I love Audible, okay? And usually people like sit in studios and things like that to record it, and I don't know what her story was. I mean, having gone through, like, most actors that you hire to read for your book, like I did for mine, like they have a studio that they read it in. Like at their home, they have a studio built, or they go to a studio, or you provide a studio for them. And it's all kind of just built into the whole package of everything. It literally sounded like somebody was taping it on a dictaphone, on like a tape recorder. It's like, it was like, the sound kept on going in and out. It was real muffled. It was such poor quality. I was like, at times I had to rewind it. I was like, what is she saying? Like, I don't even understand what she's saying. It just was really bad quality. I'm like, thank God this book is so short. The thing is that the character development, I think, is fantastic. I think the premise of the story of them having a quilting club is cute and stuff like that. I don't love the paranormal aspect of it, and the quality of the audio is horrible. So those would be my 2 things about it so far. But in all honesty, it's probably because I'm just ready to get back to the Noodle Shop Mysteries, of which I just bought the 2nd book last night on Audible, so I'll be listening to that as soon as I finish this one, which I might finish this book tonight. We'll see. I'm 21 books behind my Goodreads. I think that was my 19th book. That Delphi book was the 19th book that I've read this year, and it was either my 19th or 20th, and this is either my 20th or my 21st. But my goal was 62 books for the year. I was talking to Mel about it last night, and she's like 10 books ahead of me or something like that, and but her goal was like 10 less than me. I think her goal was like a book a week, like 52 books or something. And she said she's going to aim for 100 again next year, and I said, no, I'm going to aim for 100 again as well, because I think that 2 books, if I keep on it, like there were weeks upon weeks where I didn't read at all. And I just was like totally stuck, and during the pancreatitis and healing and all that kind of stuff, I just really wasn't listening to a whole lot. But I think that going into 2024, I know people are like, why does it matter, blah, blah, blah. Because the reading challenge on Goodreads is fun, and everybody does it, and I love it, and it's just fun. It's like going to the library in the summer, and if you read 10 books, you get a McDonald's or an ice cream, you know, cone from Baskin-Robbins coupon or something like that, which we used to call coupons, not coupons, by the way. But anyway, that's cheeseburgers. That smells so good. Are they almost done?
Close.
What are y'all having with them?
Vicky's having green beans, and I'm just having sliced tomatoes.
Oh, nice. It smells so good. It literally smells like there's a bonfire right across the street from my house. It's so fantastic. Coffee went down the wrong way. This is my first cup of coffee for the day. I've been like really making it last. It's the medium roast, and I have 4 squirts of, no, I think I only have 2 squirts of the toasted marshmallow, which I actually need to order some more. I need to get online and see if they have other flavors too. My favorites are the macadamia nut and the toasted marshmallow. The pumpkin pie is okay. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. But maybe with warm coffee in the fall and winter, I'll like it more. So anyway, starting in January, if I read, I think I can easily read 2 books a week, and then that would be 100 books a year. So we'll see, and if not, it'll be close to that. Hopefully, that I don't get any more reading slumps and things like that. So I read that last night, and then, or listened to like a half an hour of that book. I actually don't even know how far I am. I think I'm like exactly a half an hour into it. Yeah, because I think I have like an hour and a half left of it, which is so weird that I'm like that far into the book already. Maybe it was 2.5 hours. I have 2 hours left of it. I think that probably sounds more right. You can tell that she's read a lot of cozies in her life because she writes very similar to a lot of cozies that I've read. I think that's the hard thing. Like when I was wanting to like write a cozy mystery, like one of the things that kept on going through my head was, what am I going to do that's so different than everything else that's out there? Because like you pick up a lot of cozies, and so many of them are very, very similar, which is kind of like the thing though, right? It's like people know what they like, and then there's so many different kinds of cozies, but then all cozies kind of hold kind of like the same certain things, right? So you don't want to steer too far away from that if you want to do well in that genre. She's kind of got that pattern down of that genre of like how they talk and like the things, the food, like food is really big, and the part that like they basically have a pitch in. And so they decide that they are going to call themselves, I think just like the Quilting Club or something, but they're going to start doing this thing that's called, the quilt is called like a crumb quilt or something. It's where you take like pieces, scraps of other things, and you make a quilt, all of it together. And so they're each going to make a crumb quilt. And so the following week, somebody suggests that they each bring something that has crumbs in it, like breadcrumbs or, you know, like sugar crumbs and things like that. And like sugar crumbs, that even makes sense. Cinnamon, what's it? Crumb cake, you know, for dessert, but like breadcrumbs, like stuffing or something like that. And each of them is going to bring a different dish. So food's a big part of it. There's a cat that she can read its mind and have conversations with. Its name is, I can't remember that cat's name. It's kind of a funny name. The house is like a Cape Cod. It's real cute. She's already in a relationship. She was with this guy, and they got divorced, and she kept the Cape Cod, and the house was real cute. She's got a whole quilting room. I mean, it's cute. Like, the idea is cute, right? The writing's not bad. It's just the quality is not great, and I don't love the paranormal aspect of it. But I might be convinced by the end of it. Who knows? I might read the whole thing and be like, okay, this is the book that changed me on the paranormal stuff, you know? Anyway, so I got done with that, listening to that. And at that point, I listened to so much of my audiobook yesterday that I was kind of like, okay, I can't listen to it anymore. I need to watch some shows. And so I started watching, well, I'd already watched Big Brother, so I started watching Fear the Walking Dead. And I watched, God, it smells so good over there. It literally smells like a bonfire. And I watched the end of episode 14, and then I watch episode 15, episode 16. So I finished season 5 last night. I think I finished it in like a week or something. And so I've got season 6, season 7, and season 8, and then Fear the Walking Dead is over. Like, the 8th season was its last season. So I have 3 more seasons to finish. And I'm still loving it. Although, like, here's the thing. I will say, if you've watched it, like, every season, there's always somebody that they are battling with that is trying to set up a better thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand that's kind of like the premise of the show. But that person is always so unlikable. Like, the season before it was this guy named Logan, and now it's this woman named Virginia, and she's got this settlement and all this kind of stuff, and it's just like, and I don't like her. And I don't like how it's gotten, like, season 5 so far is very dark, and people changing and not for the better, and I finished episode 14, episode 15, episode 16, then I went on to season 5, and I watched episode 1 and 2. So I watched 4.5 episodes last night for The Walking Dead. Yeah, I love it. I could watch it literally 24 hours a day. Tonight, I only Murders in the Building because it comes out tonight, or today. It's only half an hour. And then, I think I'm just gonna, like, not pick up another show unless some phenomenal true crime documentary comes out. I don't think I'm gonna pick up another show until I finish Fear the Walking Dead. Because I can finish, like, 3 or 4 episodes a night. And I could, if I finish 3 episodes tonight, yeah, I mean, I could probably finish 2 seasons. Was that the 5th season? I could 6 and 7, and then only have the 8th one to finish next week, which would be great, you know? And then once I finish that, I'm going to go back to the original Walking Dead, and I was just, like, looking at my battery, because I filmed 2 videos on this battery before, because I filmed a drama video that was 45 minutes, and then I filmed, what did I do right after my drama video? My Peter Does Stuff video in the kitchen. And so that battery was, like, completely used up, so I started charging it and I replaced it with this battery. And in this battery I did my review video, which is only, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 minutes long, 9 minutes long. And then I did a Peterisms video, which I don't know how long that was. I think it was like 14 minutes, 12, 14, 15 minutes, 16 minutes, something like that. And then now I'm vlogging on this same battery. Well, the other battery's in their charge. I mean, I can get another battery if this one dies, but I also don't know how long I'm going to vlog tonight. Last night was a long vlog. Last night was like, it was like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. Woo! I used to do those kind of vlogs every single day back in the day, remember? Every day was like an hour and a half vlog. No more. Yeah, but if the battery does start to die, I need to go inside and check my uploads anyway to see if they're going right. What was I saying about, was I talking about my videos today, or was I talking about, oh, so when I finish Fear the Walking Dead, this is what I was talking about. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go and start watching The Walking Dead again. I'm like episode 4 of season 7, but I think I'm just going to start watching season 7 from the beginning again, because I don't remember those 4 episodes. And then just start watching that. I don't know how many seasons it ended up having, but I'm going to watch all that all the way through. And then I'm going to watch Dead in the City. I've been wanting to watch Ozark forever. Alex watched it and loved it. Tanya loved it. I think my next 2 shows, I mean, I'll constantly always be picking up, like, true crime documentaries or shows that release 1 episode a week or something like that. But my next 2 shows that I'm going to watch are Ozark and Yellowstone. Those are my 2 shows to watch, because Tanya and Alex both love those shows. So I think I'll probably like it too. And then, of course, we have all the Housewives. We'll probably watch some of those tonight. We have the Real Housewives of New York. I think we have 1 episode or maybe 2 episodes still to catch up on that. And then Atlanta, we have 1 episode, and then the reunion was on last night. So we've got, that's 4 episodes. And then we have Orange County, I think we have 2 episodes. So we have like 6 episodes total of the Housewives to catch up on. Which is kind of like easy and mindless. You can just sit there and, like, be on your phone, or, you know, laugh and talk to each other while you're watching. It's not like you're going to miss a whole lot if you're, like, talking to each other. So those are easy to, like, do other things with, you know. Yeah, and I don't have like really exciting things planned this week. I think Alex, I can't remember. He said he has something to do Friday night. And then one day of the weekend, somebody asked me if I have an outfit picked out for my brother-in-law's wedding, for Fufu and Jesse's wedding. No, I have no outfit picked out. I probably, well, I will literally just buy an off-the-rack suit that I'll probably wear like once or twice. But here's the thing. So, we're getting out there like 3 or 4 days early. And, I am not really sure how I'm going to... So Alex, since he's in the wedding, I'm not in the wedding, I'm just a guest. Since Alex is in the wedding, he has like a suit that Fufu picked out that he wants him to wear that matches, like, because he's the officiant of the wedding. So Fufu and Jesse picked out like the colors of the suits and things like that for the groomsmen. Carlos, Alex's brother, is a groomsman. The kids, Carlitos and Sebastian, are like ring bearers in it, even though Carlitos is 10 years old, almost 11. He'll be as a ring bearer. But anyway, there's something in the wedding. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing something in the wedding. Are ring bearers that old? Maybe they are. I always just think of them as being like really little kids, you know? But, so they all have like suits that are picked out. So it comes down to like, and then like even like Alex's mom, like she, like Fufu helped her pick out her dress and stuff like that. So it really comes down to like me and Liliana that get to like pick out her outfits. So it was funny because when we went to Carlitos' baseball game for on Alex's birthday, I was like, Liliana, we should wear like navy blue and like match together. And so that was kind of the plan. So my plan is to wear like a dark navy blue suit with a dark navy blue tie, a white shirt, and then I have like these Gucci mules that I got a couple years ago so that I don't get blisters. My plan is to wear those. Yeah, so, but here's the deal. So I was just gonna go to like Macy's. They have that INC brand of a suit, and you can get a jacket for like, the jacket I'll probably wear again, but the pants I probably won't. The thing is that none of the suits I have in my closet, they're either way too small or way too big. So I can't really fit into any of the suits I have. So I have to get a new suit, right? Because I've lost so much weight. So my plan was just to go to Macy's and get one of those INC off-the-rack suits. They're very nice. They're very nice. No, they are, though. They're cute. They're cute suits, right? I mean, they're not suits that you would keep for the next 20 years, but they're nice off-the-rack suits. And, like, the pants will be, like, 34-30, and they'll fit me perfect, right? Or the jacket will be, like, an extra large, and it'll fit me perfect. I mean, trust, I've worn these suits. I've gotten these suits enough for years and years and years. And they literally have them in, like, crushed velvet and, like, navy blue and light blue linen. I mean, they have them in everything, right? If that doesn't work, the other thing I was thinking about doing was that for... whose wedding was it that we went to? Oh, it was Alex's friend's wedding. I got a Tommy Hilfiger. I went, those are like, actually, those suits are actually like in the menswear section. But they also have like a suit section. And I had bought a couple pairs. They don't fit me anymore. They're too big. A couple pairs of these Tommy Hilfiger pants, like slacks, that are like stretchy waist. They're fantastic. With this, like this checked, do we say checkered? Checked. Jacket, like tweed jacket that I wore. I don't think I wore a tie. I think I wore just like a button-down collared shirt with it. The jacket would be great. It's not really like a wedding jacket. I want to look very nice, very sleek in this wedding. So, anyway, but here's my thing, is that I don't have like a suit bag to check to fly out there, and I don't want to risk like folding this suit like in half and putting it in my suitcase. I think it would probably be okay if I just like folded the pants in half and laid them out, and then like folded the jacket like kind of like gently on half and didn't pack a whole lot, and then put it like in a certain part of my suitcase. I think it would be okay. Worst case scenario, that's what we're gonna do. But I told Alex, he goes, what are you gonna, because we were talking about what I was gonna do for an outfit and things like that. And I said, well, I was actually thinking, since we're gonna get out there a couple days early, that I might just wait and buy something out there. And he was like, well, why would you do that? And I go, well, because that way I wouldn't have to travel with it. We're getting out there a couple days early because the last day for him to adjust his suit or have his suit altered, we have to be out there that last day, or like he has to try on his suit and make sure that it fits and everything like that, because if he doesn't, okay, it stopped. He's not getting the suit made here because the suit's all getting made through this place in California. So like he and Carlos both have to be out there that day, like that last day, to check, because then it gives them a couple days to still alter the suits if the suits don't fit. So that's why we're gonna be out there a couple days in advance, which we were planning to anyway. I think Carlos and Liliana and the kids are going out there like a whole week in advance or something, because they've never been out there before. So, yeah, so I was like, and Alex was like, well, we are going to be out there for several days ahead, so if you want to go shopping, we can go shopping and find you a suit. Here's the trick to that, okay? There better be a suit. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some suit in San Diego, but there better be a suit that I don't need altered, that I can literally get off the rack. I don't even know. Is there a Macy's in San Diego? If there's a Macy's in San Diego, then I will quickly be going to Macy's in San Diego and buying whatever suit they have that fits me and buying it out there, and then I won't have to travel with it. But the other thing is, like, I just kind of want to relax and enjoy myself while I'm out there. I don't really want to have to worry about, you know, like buying a suit. It probably would just be so much easier just to buy it here and pack it. And I know that there's like, steamers in the rooms and things like that, and you know, but a steamed suit just does not look the same. Alex is like, well, you're still gonna have to like pack it when you come home. I'm like, yeah, but I won't care about it after that. I'll have worn it to the wedding, and it'll, you know, it'll serve its purpose. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna buy, like, the pants are always like $30 or $40, and the jacket's like $50 or $60, right? $40, $60, something like that. It's not like they're super expensive suits. And if I have to wear a suit, I save them, and then like I have, you know, a couple different options. So I would have an option for a suit if I needed one, but, yeah. If I got down to my goal weight and, you know, was able to maintain it, like I'm able to maintain this, I mean, I had been at the same weight, like I can't even, I lost a couple pounds, and then like then I gained like 2 pounds back, and then I've just been like stagnant. I feel like I've been at the same weight for like 2 or 3 months. If I could get down to my goal weight and be stagnant and for a while and just stay there, you know, plateau, then I think that I would buy, hey, how are you? Now tonight is a beautiful night for vegetarian chili.
What?
Vegetarian chili? Or chili for him?
Yeah.
Ah!
Vegetarian chili.
What's that noise?
Truck.
My lord! That scared me.
Have a good evening.
You too, have a good one. What was I saying? I was talking about the stupid suit. If I got down to like my goal weight, you know, and was able to stay there for a while, I do think that I would invest in like one night. I'd probably buy like a black suit that I could wear, like a black tie within a white shirt. Like, I've worn that for a couple New Years. I look very nice in that. It looks very mafioso, kind of. But with like my white hair, my beard and stuff, it looks very nice. Like a dark navy blue suit, or like a white, or like a black suit with a white shirt looks very nice. Which you can also like opt out and put in like a, you know, I would buy like an expensive, not a super expensive, like not $5,000 or $10,000, but I would put some money into having a nice suit. I don't need that right now. We don't go to enough things where I have to be that dressed up anyway. Plus, I feel like, you know, back in the day, I mean, not weddings and things like that, but like even with funerals, I feel like I go to, where I always feel like I need to wear a pair of like pants. Like my go-to in the winter kind of for a funeral is like a black turtleneck sweater and like a pair of pants and like nice dress shoes and then like a long like black coat, like a trench coat or something like that. I feel like when I was growing up,
My dinner. What a nice way to disrupt my dinner. I go, what is that noise? It sounds so wonderful.
my neighbor is going crazy about this truck over here.
I said, what a nice noise to disrupt my dinner. I go, what is that?
Do you hear him going on and on, telling all the neighbors about what a nice noise to disrupt his dinner? I don't even know where this truck is coming from. But anyway, I feel like when I go to funerals anymore, like people really aren't that dressed up in funerals. I see a lot of people that are like in jeans and a t-shirt or jeans and a sweatshirt, you know? My mother would never have allowed that. I mean, when I was growing up, never. Oh, no. which to each your own. I mean, people are like, they don't care, they're gone, you know, and I get that sentiment or whatever. I always thought it was a respect thing. But like, even for like, I people that I know that like go on job interviews and things like that, I feel like people don't get as dressed up as they used to. Even when people go to weddings, like I've gone to some weddings, like I have to say, what is going on over here? It's like, so hold on just a second. I'm gonna turn this off. I'll be right back. I'm actually gonna go inside and get the other battery so I can vlog a little bit more, and I'm gonna see what's going on, and then I will report back to you. Okay, I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back. I went inside and started uploading my review video and got the other battery. So the sound that you hear in the background, that sounds like a boat. So we had the truck next door of the person that was house sitting for my neighbors. Where is that coming from? She was house sitting for my neighbors, and her truck, well, they were in Alaska, and her truck sounded like, I'm laughing at something that my neighbor told me about her trip to Alaska. But anyway, her truck sounded like a boat in the movie Jaws, and this truck is like brand new and sounds like a truck. And the thing is, it has been running now for probably 15 minutes in his driveway, and the entire neighborhood smells like exhaust. And he was talking to my neighbor across the street. My neighbor across the street was not very happy about it. And he was like, it's her dad that has the truck. Did he just leave? I can't tell. And so he was talking to him, and I went over there, and he goes, Peter can hear it too. And he looked over at me and went like this. I'm like, well, I'm not complaining about it, but I said the whole neighborhood smells like exhaust. Where's all that music coming from? What is going on in my neighborhood right now? Like, this is crazy town. I don't even know. And then I went inside, and Alex was on the back porch, and he was taking Boo Radley out, and he was having a very passionate conversation with somebody on the phone. Where is all that music coming from? This is so crazy. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. I was like, where is that music coming from? I think it was this kid visiting his grandma, because this older lady lives on the corner over here. She's lived here, I think, ever since my mom was here, and she's like really, really nice. And but he was like in the driveway, and they were like standing there talking, and he's like blasting this music. I'm like, you think your grandma likes that music blasting like that? But anyway, so then he got in his car, and he like gave her a hug and left. So anyway, crazy day in the neighborhood. Crazy day in the neighborhood. Just a crazy day in the neighborhood. Wouldn't you like to be wouldn't you be my neighbor? Oh. I wish I had exciting stories to tell you guys, but I don't have really any exciting stories to tell you. I can hear Alex in there. He's still talking on the phone. It's funny because like whenever he has, he's like he's like, yeah, and yeah, and yeah, right? But like, I can tell because if he's speaking in Spanish, he's speaking to his family. So I'm like, okay, this is like a family situation, but he wasn't speaking in Spanish. But it was like listening to like the Peanuts parents and teachers, you know, it was like, because he was outside, and I was like sitting at the computer desk. And so it was like all warbled. It was like, oh, really? And she said, what? And I'm like, what is going on? Then I want to know. And then does this drive you crazy about your husband or your wife? And then I'll say to Alex, I'll be like, who are you talking to on the phone? He'll be like, oh, I was talking to Judy Smith. You know, Judy Smith's my, don't be looking at my Instagram, all you haters out there, and be like, Judy Smith. I don't even have a friend named Judy, I don't think. Okay, do I have a friend named Judy? I have a good Judy, but her name's not Judy. My good Judy, Tanya Jane. Hi, Tanya Jane. Anyway, all my haters out there, they'll be like looking at my Instagram accounts. I'll be like, Judy Smith. I'm like, it's a made-up name. Just like Sally Joe is a made-up name. But anyway, I'll be like, who are you talking to? He'll be like, Judy Smith. And I'll be like, well, what'd she have to say? Nothing. Well, what were y'all talking about? Oh, we're just catching up. What were you catching up about? You were pretty heated on that phone call. Oh, nothing. That drives me crazy. Like, I want to know all the stuff, you know? I want to know the business. I want to know what's going on. Like when he'll sit there and he'll watch the same TikTok 5 times in a row. And he'll just like watch his TikTok like this is his phone. He'll be like, and I'm like, what is so funny? Nothing, this TikTok. And I'm like, and then he'll watch it and go, and I can hear it. He's watching it, you know, 5 times in a row. And I'll be like, I always say to him, I go, well, I like jokes. What's funny? Tell me something funny. I want to see it too. He'd be like, oh, you wouldn't get it. What? I wouldn't get a joke. I don't have any kind of sense of humor. I wouldn't get anything. Okay. Boo Radley the last 2 nights has had, and this is so funny because like Tucker, well, he's had bad gas the last 2 nights. But he's kind of like a silent but deadly farter because he'll just like lay there in bed and then all of a sudden I'll be like, ooh, Boo Radley, like what is going on? But we haven't changed his diet or anything. Like he's eating the same Royal Canine food that he's eaten forever, right? And I'm like, damn, Boo Radley, it stinks up in here. What is going on? And it's so funny because like Boo has never ever like had gas issues or farted or anything. Now Tucker, his brother, used to like fart and he'd go and then he'd like scare himself and he'd like run across the bed because he wouldn't know where it came from. He didn't really, because you know dogs don't understand farts, I guess. This is such a weird conversation, but they don't understand farts, you know what I mean? So anyway, so Tucker would fart. I don't think Pee-Pee ever farted, I don't remember, but like Tucker would fart and then he'd scare himself, so he'd be like he'd like run real. We thought it was hilarious, right? But Tucker's farts didn't stink. Now Boo Radley, it's like this, you know, the silent but deadly. It's like, I'm like, oh God, it's like sour eggs in this bed, you know? And so, I said to Alex last night, I was like, I hope Boo Radley is okay. And he was like, why? And I go, he has had the most horrible gas the last 2 days. And I go, I hope that he didn't eat something bad or something. He seems completely fine. He's like running all over the house. He's acting like a crazy dog. He's, you know, acting like he's, you know, 5 years old, little puppy dog and all this kind of stuff. And Alex is like, you're always wanting to make him sick. Like I have Munchausen syndrome or something. I go, what? And he goes, you're always wanting to make him sick. Like you're always worried about things. Like you're always saying you don't think he can hear and you don't think he can see that great. Now you're saying that you hope he doesn't have like major stomach issues because he's having gas and things like that. I'm like, well, when you have 2 dogs that die, you do worry about them being sick. And he goes, well, I understand that. He goes, like, you know, I've lost 2 dogs too. He goes, but the thing is, he goes, Boo Radley is fine. He's just laying there farting himself up, you know. You should be eating your dinner.
We're finished.
He just was out here with those cheeseburgers. How'd you eat so quick?
We just said, well, we had time to eat it. He was over there talking to
I know.
admiring the car.
The truck, the loud truck.
No, it's the cool car.
Oh, is it a car?
Yeah.
I just saw a truck in the parking, in the driveway.
But he has that,
Oh, don't say what kind it is.
that little car.
Oh, but the truck is there too, right?
Yeah.
So it's the car that was loud.
Yes.
Oh, was it the little funny car that was out here the other day? Oh, okay.
Yeah. He said you came over and said, what's that noise?
He was the one that was going crazy. I got video proof of that. I just wanted to see what was going on. He wanted to blame it on me. Are you kidding me? This neighborhood. I'm going to get him. Tell him I'm coming over there. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. Anyway. Well, y'all, I think I'm going to get off here now. And I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner. Oh, last night for dinner, I made a bagel sandwich and I ate like a third of it. I made it. I was so excited when I made it. And then I wasn't like really hungry for it at all. And then I also made some of those fake chicken, the popcorn chicken, the Gardein. I did like those. I ate those up. And then I had the last of my Doritos. See, I do eat this stuff that I review sometimes. Sometimes I do, if I really, really like it. That Doritos Cool Ranch Jalapeno Dip, oh my lord, it does not play. And I'll tell you right now, like, I like stuff that's spicy, but not too spicy. It's like the perfect spiciness. That was so good. Where did I get that the other day? What can't I even remember? Oh, I got that at the Fresh Time, but I think that you can get that probably at Kroger or Walmart, Meijer, any of those places, Target, probably. It's Doritos brand. And I was actually eating it with combos last night, so you don't have to have a, what do you call it? Combos, really cheese, chase the hunger away. Have the fever for the flavor of a Pringle. That's when you have watched too many commercials, and that's when it is time for Peter Monn to get off of the vlog and bid you good night, like the Grateful Dead used to say, and I bid you good night. And That's what the song that they used to close all their concerts with. And we bid you good night. Good night. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Monday and a fantastic beginning to your week. A magically amazing beginning to your week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over. I feel like my hat's kind of like tilted to the side a little bit. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your week. If you need to start your week over, you can start your week over. Just say, I'm starting my week over. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, no, I'm not a flight attendant on a plane. 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much it means to you. Try it in the morning tomorrow, okay? This is going to be our goal. We're going to try it in the morning tomorrow, all right? By letting somebody say, hey, just want to let you know I was thinking of you and I hope you have a wonderful day today. Start your day off well, right? I think that's a really good thing we should do. So let somebody know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you don't know. You might be putting a smile on their face. You might be making their day better. You might be making them happier. And you might be making them feel not so all alone. And also be kinder to one another. Love one another a little bit more. And most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. Because, like I always say, it all starts with you. And if you're kinder to yourself and you love yourself more, you'll be kinder and love others as well. And love them more. And you'll be kinder and love them more as well. And I love you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, those that want to hear it, those that need to hear it, those that want to need to hear it, those that need to want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around. One more, I love you. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.